5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Wow. We here. We finally here. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the first ever episode of the SSE Podcast, starring your boy, Georgie boy, aka George Garcia. Welcome, thank you for tuning in. This has been a very long and hard process to get this up and running, but we're here. We made it. We're going to keep going. This is not just a one-time thing or a two-time thing. This is going to be something that I'm looking forward to doing for a while. Seeing as how I watch a lot of podcasts, I watch a lot of interviews, I thought, hey, maybe I should start trying something like this too. So here we are. Welcome. Welcome to the SSE Podcast. It's been a long road trying to get this up and running. I can tell you this right now. I'm not going to go long with the first episode. I'm going to keep it short and simple for this one. Because for this very first episode, I just want to explain to y'all how I got here, what troubles I had, and how I was able to get it up and going. So first let me explain how I got the name. The SSE Podcast. The SSE stands for Say Something Else. That's what I came up with. Originally, the first name I had for this was called the Hi Podcast. HY. Because the original name, this is going to sound crazy, the original name was the Heard You Podcast. I know. It after a while, when I made it, I was like, yo, this kind of sounds dumb. I need something better. Because the Heard You Podcast, I don't know. It just didn't, click with me after a while. When I first thought about it. I thought, oh, this is kind of cool. After a while, after saying it and over again, I was like, I'm gonna have to go with something better for the people to understand, And it was hard to come up with a name. I didn't want to use my stage name or my regular name, so I wanted to do something else, something that still connects to me, but still has something saying with speaking your voice, So I remember one day I was talking to my friends, Greg and Jamil. Shout out to my brothers, you already know. We was talking, and, we say a lot of slick remarks to each other. So one day, I think Greg said something slick to me, and I said, what you said? Say something else. And then he said it. And then I just started repeating it over and over again, like, say something else. And I just started saying it. And then after we stopped talking, I started thinking to myself, say something else. That could be it. I just had to shorten it to the initials. And yeah, the SSE Podcast was born. But here's the thing about this though. I'm doing this now, but this is a year's work of trying to get this up. Because I planned all this actually last year. This was supposed to happen last year. During quarantine, actually. But there was a few little mishaps that occurred. Technically, I was supposed to have a co-host with me. I didn't originally plan to do this by myself. And I did have one. But that person, I'm not going to name, that person decided to just leave me hanging, Like when we first, talked everything out, I told this person, hey, can we have a discussion, like a one-on-one discussion over the phone or in person? Because this is like around the summer of last year when things was just starting to open up a little bit. I wanted to have a discussion with that person, and the person was kept avoiding me. for a while. They had this to do, they had this to do, and they were sick all of a sudden. And the last thing that had me like, okay, I'm done, was when they went on vacation without telling me anything. And I hit them up while they were on vacation just to see if they were still with it, but they left me on red, which was kind of disappointing for me. So once that happened, I just decided, okay, I'm just gonna have to do this by myself. Once they came back, though, they decided to do their own type of radio show. And, they did the radio show with like 2 other people. And they decided, hey, let's get Georgie involved. And once they brought that idea to me, I just looked at that person and I was like, no, I'm not going to do that because you left me hanging. You said we was going to do this and that, but you left me hanging and decided to go work with somebody else. I can't do that, bro. I have to stay dedicated to my work because this is what I planned. This is what I talked about with you. So I don't know if you were trying to like take my ideas or something like that, but I'm not going to do that. So I left them and I just stuck with what I had to do. Before I had to do that, I had to like work my ass off, get the money up, and pay for all the equipment that I have right now. Like I had to get a new laptop. I had to buy some mics, some mic stands, headphones that I'm using right now, the podcast keyboard. It was a lot. I got all of that towards the end of last year and the beginning of this year as like an early birthday gift to myself. And now I was trying to, watching videos, reading some stuff about doing podcast work just to get this up and running. And mind you, again, I'm doing this by myself. It's not easy. I know it's not easy because look how long it took me to get this up and running, and I just got the stuff in the beginning of the year. We're in July. But I never gave up. I wanted to do this just to get my voice heard because this can be something. This can actually be a career move for me. You never know who's listening, who sees this. They could sign me. I could end up slowly working maybe to get this on. If you have it, the podcast section of Apple Music. That'd be dope. That really, really would be dope. So what I'm trying to do right now is just start this off slowly. I'm doing audio right now, as you see. Or hear. Yuck. As you hear. I'm going to try to get a camera soon enough. So once I get the audio part done, I can master doing the visual so you can actually watch me do the podcast. Like how some people do it. One of my main influences doing podcasts is watching the Joe Budden podcast. He's one of my favorite podcast people. Watched him for years. Back when he used to have Rory and Maul, and now he got 2 new people. And I'm just trying to it's levels, I'm trying to get this up to the part where it's visuals, get the camera, y'all can see me and all that. But I gotta work to find the right camera to do that too. And connect it to the computer. Where also I gotta find a place to actually do that too once I get the camera, because right now I'm in my room doing this podcast. And I tried to get a studio, but studios they not cheap. So you gotta work with the people who's trying to rent it to you. I almost had one actually, but the guy, I called him. I said I wanted to look around and this and that. He said, "Yeah, I'll get back to you." Dude never got back to me. It's like, yo, do y'all hate me? I just want to do this work already. There's nothing wrong with that. But again, one step at a time, slow process. Once I make my way up, it's gonna be something so much beautiful. So much better than what I can do and working with right now. Because I'm in my room. I didn't plan on being here, but hey, listen, it's a start. It's a start. But here we are, the SSE Podcast. Woo! Finally, we here. How do I start this? So basically, what I'm gonna be talking on this is that I'm gonna be talking about, stuff that we talk about today in the world. Stuff that we find on social media, stuff that we see on the streets, stuff that goes on through our lives. Stuff that we relate to. Because obviously, I'm a human too. I relate to what's going on right now. I see what's happening. I talk about this stuff, but sometimes my thing is, I'm one of those people that I'm an Aquarius, so I peep shit, but I keep to myself. But I'm guessing now with this, I'm gonna say what I have to say because sometimes you can't just keep everything bottled up. You just gotta let the world know what you got to say. And there's a lot that's going on right now, with the Olympics. Over here, the CDC talking about, you might have to fucking go back to stay home because of fucking coronavirus. I'm like, come on, man. We just opened up. Y'all don't pay attention. Y'all don't wear your mask. I wear my mask. Okay? I do my thing. I'm not vaccinated yet, but I wear my mask. I ain't trying to get this thing again. I had it in the beginning of the year. I'm not trying to go through that. The only thing I had was that I lost my taste and my smell. That was the worst. I don't want to go through that again. But that's Cuomo's like on some shit right now with this. I don't know what the fuck he's thinking about. Everybody's on the baby right now because of those homophobic, cruel, rude comments he made at Rolling Loud. When I heard that, I was just like, yo, y'all just gotta shut up these days, because you say the wrong thing and they gonna come for you. They gonna drag you. Like, you really asked out for yourself, right? And that's stupid. Sometimes you what I learned growing up is that you gotta think before you say something. Because I know back in the day when I used to speak, I was talking out of my ass. I never thought about what I said until after I said it. And it got me in so much trouble. Tell me. I could be dead right now because of what I said, but, I'm lucky to still be here doing this shit. I could have been dead, but I'm still here. Thank you, Lord. Love you. And, we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about social media, this and that. Music-wise, you already know I got to be playing. I'm trying to, get the keyboard up. I have a keyboard for the sound effects and all to get the music going up. I'm trying to get that up so I could play, the music and all that, It's Friday. Every Friday we always have new music out. We have this, and that. Who drops something? Davies dropped a new album. Not Bobby. Logic dropped a new album. Who else dropped some shit? Isaiah Rashad. Fucking Skepta. Russ always drops some shit every week. That's crazy. Still waiting on Donda, though. Kanye, you slacking right now, bro. We still waiting on Donda. Next week, though, we gonna have Nas dropping his new album, King's Disease 2. You already know I'm a big Nas fan. Very big Nas fan. I choose him over Jay-Z. King's Disease was an amazing album. Hopefully. And I'm pretty sure King's Disease is also going to be an amazing album because that's Nas, bro. Nas. Escobar season has returned. The fuck is you talking about? Also, what was going on? I think I heard about something that happened downtown with some guy. He broke up with his girl. She tried to run him over and she ended up crashing the car. And he just stood there and laughed at her. Which is pretty fucked up, to be honest. I don't know. There will be relationship talks because, my love life is it's like a roller coaster. It'd be up and then it'd be down. It'd be up and then it'd be down. Like, oh my God. If you was to experience this shit, you'll think, yo, how is your heart not broken yet? Oh, it broke. It's been broken. But knowing me, put my pieces back together one by one and just get it back and up and running. It's a long, long process. Pop Smoke dropped that album too. But, people have been saying a lot of shit about that Pop Smoke album. Basically, but here's my thing about that Pop Smoke album too. It's not an album for us. I said this before. It's an album for the label. They're trying to make money out of him because he's dead. Which is fucked up. You gotta let him rest in peace. And they're just trying to make money out of it. They don't even include nobody from his family or this and that. His mother's in the intro, but after that, you don't hear much from anybody related to him. The only real songs on this album is the 30 song with Busy Banks, because obviously Busy showed us in the studio with him and Pop Smoke before he passed. The song with Lil TJ, the song with Rick Ross, that was amazing, and that's about it. Everything else is just label work. Especially the song with Dua Lipa and Pharrell. That wasn't Pop. If Pop was alive, they would not be on that album. What else is going on? My boys, Bibi Nobre and Blemfrey dropped a song called Un Angel. If you like Spanish music, I think you should check that out. And what else? La Mamada. There's a remix out for that. He got Busta Rhymes on the remix, bro. Which caught me by surprise. I was like, what the fuck? Trying to see what else we can do this shit on. If you know me, you know I listen to a lot of music. I make beats when I'm bored. Like I used to be a producer and all that. I make beats when I'm bored. It's even like I have a SoundCloud for all my beats on this shit. Like I could play one right now if y'all want me to. This one. I just want to point this out that during quarantine, I did a lot of stuff. And I made a lot of music. This one is called Quarantena. Let's take a listen. That's enough about that. I'm not here to promote music and all that. I'm not a rapper. I'm not a singer. I am now, as you can hear, a podcaster. And also I'm an actor. Still trying to get into the acting business. That's something I have not gotten out of my mind because I feel like I'm still a good actor in progress. And I could do something in any TV show right now. Or if not even, either up close in the camera or voice animations. I just gotta work on my portfolio. Because I remember I tried to audition for some commercial. And, I asked the people, can I be on the show? This and that. I showed them my portfolio now. And they was like, hey, we kind of like what you got, but I feel like you need to fix some things. Also, you don't really fit our description. I'm like, Sometimes I keep forgetting that there's a description they want from the actors. And obviously I did not fit it. Sometimes they want big, sometimes they want small. Sometimes they want fat, they want brolic. They want old, they want young. They want Spanish, they want white, they want black. It all depends on what they want. So you just gotta work with it. But I'm not giving up. I didn't give up on this. I didn't give up on that either. Just like I didn't give up with all the other stuff that I did during quarantine either. While I was working on this, I did a lot of other stuff. I did this. I was working out because I was stuck in my room the whole day. What else was I going to do? Did poetry again. Started drawing. I wrote like 2 plays. that's how you know I was like really into this, into the acting one, because I wrote and directed 2 plays. I've taken directing class in college, so I know how to do this stuff and plan it out. And I've written a play before back in the day, like around 2011, 12. That's when I wrote my first play. So I'm used to like sitting down and typing everything out and creating characters and scenes and all that stuff. So if I wanted to like write another one, I just had to come up with an idea and just jot it down so that I won't forget later. What else? What else? What else? What else do I have? I know I wrote this stuff down too. Okay, this. I said that. I said this. Did that too. Okay, yeah, whatever. Guest? Oh yeah, guest. I am going to have guests on the show. I'm going to be interviewing some people who are very close to me, who I feel like can have a say of words into what's going on at the time. It could be a close friend. It could be somebody that I just met. But I will be having guests on the show. And then maybe, sooner or later, I'm still thinking about doing this co-host stuff. Finding somebody that can actually work with me, No shade, I'm just saying. Find somebody that will actually work with me. And, I have 2 mics here. Not just one that I'm working with right now. I'm trying to have a co-host. Because I think it would be fun if we have 2 different opinions, or we just have the one opinion. We just talk about it and talk about it and talk about it. But, it's going to happen. Just give me some time. But that's about it for today. I want to thank y'all if you listened through this, or you at least clicked on this and heard a few. But I want to thank you for listening in and tuning in today. This is just a start. I'm gonna have a bunch more. Y'all gonna hear from me a lot more, and we're gonna see what the universe does for us, because this is an incredible work. This is the start of a beautiful friendship. Ain't that right, podcast? Thank you all for joining me. This is the SSE Podcast. I am your host, Georgie Boy. I will see you all next week. Copy that. Alrighty. See ya.